akoko nam ho bibia fakakra sum froye no ohiri stew seasoning ba mama jeta
jollof no
ohiri jollof seasoning ma musham no odew
fried rice no kra die
ohiri fried rice seasoning e ma me fridge frede aponchin kakra no me do ohiri go seasoning na ye asam na se ni ra ohiri seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka ho anunsu de aduane me hwam me den ubedie dibio enti obapa ohiri spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ni die nenso aye de
ohiri spices dey
ewo hodomu eto phone for 020 780 5398 and 0244 525908 FDA agi edwedie kratoi atum.
Afe yamo akwaba edebaka sieno eso na yanshase enfemfiri asante mantemu soafo ononyafo Dr. Frank Amakohene na feye ene wone ensentwefo akasa na yebisa no as doctor as ye bojo so obo adwuma omanfo na ni jehuye pa we secret ne pa ene se no so mi secret ndi mini secret bia na mu enu ane se empanifo edi mani mu no won mana mo na mitietem o me ba ehun se me ko mo nyina na so me kokwaji suahunu na afen so me kokwaje eye futu na futu wode ema me na afen wonu madwuma wo boye no eno a achi enamdi enu nti na muhu me say we Dr. Frank Amakohene.
So the first thing was to learn from those who have walked the path earlier. So you remember my first days in office, I had the opportunity of meeting almost all the former regional ministers. And I took every single word they spoke and they uttered very seriously. But if not for anything, you can learn from their successes and their challenges so that you'll be able to overcome their challenges and also be able to improve on the vision they had and how they were able to survive in their region. And they have also equally been a good backbone, especially in able to consult them when there is a need to do so.
Nano no to aso kire se wono na dwuma wo ye no ohunu se eyakwanya bi pa en wanya ti wonfa eni agro na ogitumi se so ye dwuma na so ye ni yi a enchiri medi na che na se mabududo no so betimi enya kwanya sanse wono ye babu no onya kwanya no otimi ye ni yi enu nti ebebie kwan ede ama afoforo bi no monso.
It's a privilege to get the opportunity to serve Ghana and for that matter Ashanti region at a very young age. So it's an opportunity I don't want to take for granted. And I want to do it to the best of my ability so that we will have more reasons to include the youth in leadership. The reason for which you see me attending to almost every problem. I asked him directly what he needs me to do in the region. All he told me was that make me proud. So at any point in time, when I need to take any major decision, I just need to consult him. At times he asks of, what do you think? You are in charge of the region. What do you think? Then I run it by him. Once he's okay with that, I just go ahead and implement it to the best of my ability.
Na eno eye ononyamfo Frank Amakohene wono na eye asante mantemu soafo nene na wote no
Yekwa akwatia na nsane ne na de hye omuwo akwatia kwoto oba eyi womo emno hye bedwani ekwowiase na lawyer Bernard Bediako na nkunimdie no atimi akwama no na lawyer akasa wo chemu se kwanya ya na ye faso ede galamsefo yetetie wo mo no ye chi wo mugum no de wono de no kura ne nyame anim wonta kire kura watisa wo sha wo mo entwam a wo mo ye pa edididie eye galamse no enti se babulu no adwuma bia nhye da niwa na wafa shavo kakra kotu efom na wanya bibia wo bedi na wankobọ kro no a enka ehu hia se yebeche se nipa kro no.
I don't really subscribe to arrest with regards to Galamsey. Look, with issues of crime, you have to have the mens rea, which is that there is an intent to harm. These are people who want to ply their trade and earn a living. They don't have an option. They go out there. They don't steal. They don't kill. They go out there. What they do is that they kill the environment. That I understand. So the question is, what can we do to keep the environment the way it is, even though the mining should proceed? Me, that's it. For me, so I don't believe in stepping toes as in helping arrest people. I think that we have a nice opportunity. There should be a tributary system where the government will have an option, or the the opportunity to observe what is going on, to regulate it, so to speak, so that I don't have people doing illegality. Because for the mining, we should mine. Even if there is gold here, we should dig. But after digging, what should you do? You need to reclaim the land. For me, my advice would be not to just be engaged in arresting people. Because you see, once you're in the next few years, some and other prisons will be full. These are your people. Must we all be in prison? I am only fortunate to be here because of the grace of God. So if my brother doesn't have what it takes to feed himself and his family, and if he sees no need to steal, but decides to go to the bush and then dig and get something, you say, let's look at this on a brother. I remember I did a case involving Galamsey, and I raised the issue with a judge somewhere. I said, no, my lord, this is bad. You cannot create laws as if you do not think about your people.
Na enuachi ena lawyer edeka ho biemu se e wo se ye hemra na ye hye wo mu keten se wo mutu efomagudie ni wi a eni kwan se wo mu ja amana no to wo na mom wo mu kata so na wo se na ban ena wo aban so enu nti no wo de adesede ebema aban ni se emra ebo efomagudie to a emfa mra kwan ho ho ban na emma kwan ma ye che wo mu no ebe ya nkomo nsisem.
The law on illegal mining is bad because you don't arrest somebody holding shovel in a forest. Shovel. You know, interestingly, we don't get the excavator people. Often you go to court, you are media man. You go to court and you see those who only holding shovels, and they arrest them, bring them. And the minimum sentence, I didn't say maximum. If they are convicted, the minimum sentence is between 5 to 25 years. You get it? Why? What is even the punishment for a murder? 25 years plus fine, so that the person goes to jail and then he has an obligation to also pay the fine. Why? I think that there should be a way of, all because the person wanted to earn a living. I have a different approach, and this is the central government is my government. We would pray the government to relook at these laws. I've raised this in several fora, and I believe that I am coming from a mining community. I don't subscribe to arrest. If you are not careful, everybody will be in prison by next year. Well, we need to eat. We need to earn a living, but we should also avoid illegality. That is unsurmountable. I mean, that is undisputable. You understand? But you don't throw the baby away with the bad water.
Lawyer Bernard Bediako eye mrashe bedwania adehye omuwo akotia atuaba eyino.
Yeromnia ko enkran na ora Abraham Mamaliba wono ena eda National Road Safety Authority ano break akrani wode to eye edwumako na fensu businesses a wono edo won billboard na say dawrubo ashenso de aba besisi ekwan mane e wankasa wo hwa ekwan na eye abonta no wo behwe mfimfi hono ne de billboard na say signpost ne aba besi wo bebre na chese sanso sa na no wo chese eye na esi a driver for won manim ebinum a wono enam kwan so esi won manim ohun pese ehyen bi ba anase ehyen bi aben na chese wotu na esim na ka abo no obi won so a driver ni na nka so ohun ehyen edi nanim wo so overtake na chese pan na kwakofa ohaw edi aba erinti wo ma won ma ebrese obi a enyine de emfemfiri ekwan ni fimfim kwan ni fifi pa de munyi fefiri ho na no ena bro de mo manfo no si aso enti ene wonum atuso sa ene yenkotie ebra owura Abraham Amaliba wone abrante ba ko no susu se ono de onyafo so wode ne billboard abesi wasanse wo so otua sika ede ma eya assembly na so no de ba besi enti adenti na ono National Road Safety Authority penny waso eba betuturu yentie sede na enkomo no esi eko.
What about starting? We are interested in the safety of the road.
Well, yeah, we are
not interested in whether the wrong things are being done. It is wrong.
You see, before you be able to mount these things,
I'm saying that it is wrong.
You definitely apply.
You apply.
I went to them.
The application.
Put in application. They charge me over 20,000.
You are not listening. The application.
So you have to deal with them. I see here you are. I don't know you same way. It's my first time.
The application is for you. The application for you to put the thing on this road here is wrong from the word go.
The assembly is under you.
So assembly is under me. I'm road safety. We are doing safety work. When we see that there is safety issues, sort it out with the assembly.
I'm happy that they are removing those sandboards on middle of the road. Sometimes we, the drivers, if we are coming, we don't see our left or we don't see our right because of the sandboard blocking us in our view.
enti obi dwe wo no obi nkwama ham driver ni se na ni aje pa se edwiri na nso so obi a wono elbo na adwuma ho dawura na se ni niama ho dawuro ndia o se dabi won preda na yenti owura Abraham Maliba wo che se sa billboard staff sign post won matutu ni nyina emra no mo kwan se wo mo fenko wo mo de ko wi a mo a eyemo de na wo se mo betu aka wo magimo mabe mba bitu omka ansa na maje na obi bia wanye nso na mran ma won se wono mo emon donkomi na ni obi abeto no omra meto se dade na nipa omra meto no mfentete wono mo ka enu achi no mo assembly assembly ko mo be mo obi kwan ama wode billboard abesi akwan fifi bie mo no emra enu obidi.
We are going to keep them. We will send notices out for them to come and claim them. The law says that when we remove the billboards, the owners of the billboards would have to compensate the authority for the removal. So we'll call them to come and identify their billboards, pay administrative costs for the removal, and then they will take their things away. If we send the notices away, around and they fail to come, we will auction the billboards and then recover. This exercise, after clearing the median of these billboards, any assembly, and I want to emphasize, any assembly, because we are hearing from the advertiser, it is the assembly that allows them to mount these billboards. Any assembly that allows for the erection of the billboards, we are going to sue the assembly for engaging in unlawful act.
Ani a woti ani ononyamfo anaso owura Abraham Amaliba wono ene ye acting CEO at National Road Safety Authority ano.
Adishe yantu ansem no so emma na owura Kofi Akpalu eye kofabai Emma Liberal Party of Ghana LPG. Enra ye da sore ya yesi iyoko adwumako no aba befa no ene iyoko fa ewo enkan pomponi mantem ni asante mantem ena ekabo mu a womo ebefa no no manfo because ono kwano no yokofo de sese omudo mo nsa akeka no ena ne lawyer aba monten so abeka se yokofo chi a wo mo chi no enye se bia wo mo ye no bisi basa anase wo mo de wo mo nsa ekeka no obuo ni eni dia esefata owura Kofi Akpalu no yokofo abo mo moden pa edi amano na emumu enura na mo hwese mbenya bill edi amano na enso no ankwanko wie ento mo hwese enne ento nkosi enwumre no na omanya bill ede ama owura Kofi Akpalu na lawyer no ede lawyer Afuakwa yentiene no
enwada anopa ekoyem ho no be ndundum ho ena minya ne tie se banbofo a omuye adwuma wo economic and organized crime office akọ ira Kofi Akpalu fie wukumase akọ tabiri na ebe minya ne tie no metriga all me intelligence na do no free say omode ne fa bi mhye de na bankai but ebe me bon tente kopie wo yuku asye no na jese omunya medru na bi tie ne se omona kwan so mo nti mse be don se ba ko na ko no fi mi mu ntem me wo hona omode ne bedru ye na ti menini nya ta ho di kakra e ma legal process was omode ne fem no under my watch of my presence no omode ne fa sa processes ni ma omo take in profiles and said omo see omo ne ma I must say so diplomatic as far as the handling of the client not concerned and you know said the arrest and echo ya ne wo chichire no mpin no mentimi enka say omaye ni bia etia ya me client you are Kofi Akpalu the fundamental human rights and I say omo abuse no they were so nice to us and omo handle the and rather no mu na ye the first interrogation we them say akọ bobe no okay omo ka say the benefit do ni there omo ntimi mane nko enji no omo be keep no ewo omo custody na enede ya ba beto aso na rese biti na rese bi nya say omo be jai na ma na kufie na say maybe obi hia ni dia no ye de na ba na ifi mu omo ye no so no omo tinya to a
owura Kofi Akpalu ne lawyer Enoch Afuakwa ena yati
Mame for entrance ni room wa NPP amanyuko no wonu makache emra shebe joni mama for wonu ewoswame lawyer John Dakon ede nano atuma wo kire say se naban ye NPP eba akonwa kese no ba be fro traso say ye 2028 say do bia na say wonu mo sore say chief justice foforo ye bia bebo ni din no ebe fa so say wonu beka say omampani dada na so omampani mahama ne bon din tin so be na din de wonu a wo ye NPP ni mapa no ye mra shebedwani no obesoro etia enya de a obema kwan wo so be bibia woni tumi mo ede abo chief justice foforo bebo ni din no ne ho ban
the Chief Justice at President Mahama be appointing. By advice to the my minister and my minister, me me I can say be a bit of a dying who has a so many inside and Mark will be there. Say Nyame Adom MPP back power 2029. Now see Chief Justice be next for me. I will speak against it. Yes, MPP back power media may say this is not something I will want to support. Generally, we look at each case on its own, but my position is that the institution must be protected.
William Rashabi, you need more man for one number ewo swame, ewo kumasi hanamo, ono nyam for lawyer John Dakon.
Yabusua ewo NPP Amanyokono Emuna Communication Director Emma Amanyokono eye onimonyamfo Richard Anyagba wano ena ekasey nenkasa yenyina akwagina enano benada akwatia batwa adehye wo akwatia ekoto ye ne ekwowiase eni DC Amanyokono edi nkunim ene wose de enam so ema NPP Amanyokono edi ntwa nyina da ene se omanfo empie ama meto abano what is NDC woman vice national vice chairman Orua Azoka niema woye no na ebu MPP Amanyokuo no emana abam enunti eno mantimi ama monten so ama meto abano.
And these are coded conversations that are appealing and trying to extract vote from people who are engaged in illegal activity. Then on the day, you saw what confrontation happened unprovoked by the vice chairman of the NDC, our senior brother, Sofu Azoka, who in a very violent way accosted an individual who had not said anything to him except to give an interview, give his view or report of what is happening. And then he accosted him, abused him in the manner he did, and then his people slapped him. And today, as we speak, he's home. He's probably watching us on TV. And you're wondering, what is this? The implication of that is that it heightened the tension in the environment, and most likely situation created fear and panic for most of the people who could have come out to vote and not to come out. And we believe that our victory lay in turnout. And if people had come out in the manner we anticipated, would have won that election. But a systematic effort by the NDC to suppress the vote.
Ora Richard Anyagba eye communications director Emma NPP Amanyokuo.
Na Dr. Abdul Jalilu Atiku wano eye international security intervention expert na chese ba ne bambo mu nsemo a waredare emuye pa wabo eye post adwumako na baso ese yekọ eye akwatia no wonum etimi eje ban pa wase wonum timi bo homoden ma asumdwe eba akwatia wase aba yeto ye eye by election ekọ so na no ebna dai ewo akwatia na chese eye asumdwe so we Dr. Atiku.
In fact, before the Akwatia by-election, we had the 19 polling stations relevant in Ablikumanov. So what happened, especially in relation to election violence. So our concerns were that how if 9 could not manage it in such a way that we'll be able to avoid election violence, then going into Akwatia, right, what was going to happen, right? So it means that we went to Akwatia election-related violence that we have experienced in that constituency. And I think that in all, the police did very well. In fact, in the lead up to the election, they had interactions with the stakeholders, political parties, and they ruled out how they were going to ensure that there will be security in the area. So to a very large extent, I think that the police have done well.
Na chese osusise posi adwumako no wono abo homoden pa we international security intervention expert Dr. Abdul Jalilu Atiku.
Na ewo akwatia abatuo nim kasafonyini bi emba emonten so a na first national chairman ma NDC Amanyokuo no Orua Azoka ekeka ensem bi ekire efutu emrohye bejani na ne nsemu anu kan de nokrani na emu ovrampa enam so emma onimonyafo afenyo markens kura ka kire posi adwumakuo ne se omonhye na animanimu ya omuntu ne nsem ne ho anam na efutu communication officer Emma NPP Amanyokuo no Orua Eric Otabel enso edina no ato sansem wem bia wosre IGP Peace Council ene enyumaku a womo eka bia wom so mo hwode na saamema na ekoso na no wa kwatia no womo nkasentia.
Very unfortunate to have the national first vice chairman of the NDC make an issue statement of threat, not just threats, but threat of death on the person of the Osahin of the Efutu traditional area. Our beloved Member of Parliament, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. We find this statement so distasteful, and we urge the IGP to, as a matter of urgency, to immediately effect the arrest and the prosecution of Chief Sofo Azoka, the first vice chairman of the NDC. The party in Efutu are not going to relent on our efforts. It can never happen that Sofo Azoka will instigate that Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin's life should be taken away from him. The Osahin title is an ancient title of a warrior in Efutu, and the entire embodiment, the hopes and aspiration of the people of Efutu is now in Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin. And as a fact, we are not going to sit down as a community, as a people, for Sofo Azoka and the NDC to harm our star, our shining star, Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin.
Yes, Nkwa.
Communication officer Emma NPP Amanyo Kwanifia Ewo Efutu Eye Orua Eric Otabel.
Afei mamemfa wo entwaso na yenkonkɔhwɛ afutuo akɔdiama emabun wonum a titiri wonum enware yewe Afri counselor and offensive relationship coach Reverend Daniel Anan ehwonom and wo che se wusi kwan so na person warrior ma wani enda ho wo si niema bi wo honum a emma ho ofa ni wodo nkata wani mu a wo musa di enye suban we emwa me ebeha me na so na opiapia uti ewuram wo se wo hwɛ yie na so opiapia uti kokowuram a ebeha
Love has become problematic. People must marry with wisdom. Always say this. While dating, she saw signs. Why didn't she quit? That's the problem. So quite often we allow fear, prejudices, and what people may think to surround our judgment. So instead of making fair judgment of ourselves and what we want, we do not. Then we think that with time people will change, or maybe the situation. You can't change anybody. You can change yourself.
No, a futu mapa, Reverend Daniel Anan wode akodiama eye emabun ese wonom enhwe no wonhwe ni ye.
Adishia yewie afisam no ewo seshi yoso na asantukrom hima na onu akasa esan eye deputy PRO Emma seshi yoso National Health Insurance Authority womo adwumaku wo ho aye nana amankwa obotan a odikan wono anasesese ye mabunu no ni titiru enne emma se de esiesie ye ho no enkoyie wo se ma ni bi wo ho a womo yi omo na ma abon so mo na mbonten so woni hwan ene wakwa ka kire kwabrane ba se ewura atade ya ehye wonya na kona kokokobro se de obesi abu wani chie ne nsem obesi akeka kire wo no enjoy ni enti eno so hia ya hwese edi yani ebekọ ho.
Most of our youth no we share bia in fact who na dress na we yam asha sanse me yo ba peninti who dress ni bia because ye fire ye twi kasa na ye kasa aketesi a se obi a wakata ne ho asie ma ne da achi na warem enti se wo ba babunu pa wonam ho no wa shatade se be wa hwene nyina guso obi okora wo frɛ no na aka che se serious me yawe da bi enu emwa wo da achi se be be ma bi obedu na wali fie so ope oba wali bi apo baby okata ne ho si on fa wo ba sebe wa ro ho na mabonti wo marriage abo material de a obehwe wo ba wa cover ne ho kama enti mesre minuanum ene me mase bia mo ne ho modern na ho siesie emfata ye Kristo suma kontri sene ye fa ye nuanum kramofo ma ya in fact aya manage wo mo dressing pa because wo ye perfect kata ne ho kama wo ne ba bia nso nipa wo ofa sebe wo ofe at times mi sia mantie ne bi kura mi tu bebrefo say the way be a wunye nipa boni ni the way wa ye wutiri nwi a wona mo no obi de boni to so pe ema nipa nyina agidi
na ne krokro mu ena nana oboti odikan ede eto esuma hodo a ewo omayi mu mpanyimfo mo ka biewom nananom atena nkonwa ene yankurankura nyina anim se ye nyina ya sede se emabunu no ye betete wo mo entete ye pa ewo wo mo ntade shim
asọfọ ewe man omuguso bo ho da na no so hwe ya ahemafo ya ukọ community ni mu ahwe ye dressing sa ye de eye kama nti saa na ehu obi a ne dressing na enko yi tumi frɛ no nyanka dressing we di efe treasure bi mu ba no office ameka kyerɛ mu ma ho ofe bibia ye kama be dressing we anka bi a hu nya sɛ wo baba bi se wo be de putu on de sata na nanom ye srɛ mu ne ahemafo ye mpanimfo sɛ yenko so amɔ yenkete esia na ye mrantie no ho dressing ni mo ho daru na yegiri se nkakra san ye beba
Asante Kromo Hema Nana amankwa obotan ya wodi kan ne ene yatie
afa yenko we kase no ewo amano ne ensem ye ko Nigeria haya subonto bia esu nipa be se oha amuntum adane abutu ewo Nigeria bia ye ofro hono eye Niger state hono na wo chese subonto ye esu nipa oha no na wonom ani akire eye wonmu twensuo no akokro foforo so a wonom ekwa akoma busua bia wonom ahwe won de hye akọ na chito kwa kwachi abusua bi enti subonto no na chese afa nipa no krompa bro so be se nipa be oha ena titim na no wo chese subonto no ekọ no ena ekopim dunsini a esi ensuo nim dunsini enye eduanka sa apie nchese ase no ena ekopim dunsini ti apim dunsini na na subonto no edane emuntumye me no kese wosi nipa be se eduasam yenu de wonum nyina ahwere wonum enkwa atorenche mu aboafo nso ato ho ade agum a wo hwehwe amu na face wo hwehwe so betimi ahu nipa na wonom ayirayira no ebie we ayare hosema efri Nigeria eye Niger state honomo areshe yadekase ni nyina asi yenhwe dia edi emu akotene ebie asante mantemu soafo no nyamfo Dr. Frank Amakohene kirese dia hyeni nkunan eye empanifo di nanim afutuo
Mrafse bedwani a yeto obahi no ewo akwatia ede ato obayanim se womma wonom a womutu galamse no entu na emom yemma emra enyere wom so mutu a wom nkata amena ne so
Owura Abraham Amaleba echese wonom a ede billboard asisi ekwan emfimfin no wonom enko assembly no nkwaje wom sika
Yokofo ache ore kofi akparu na ne lawyer aba monten so bekase se enya de se yokofo tietia ne fa ahodie so
Sansino owura ahiagba chese nka MPP fo pie ba beto bank ekotia by election komo ani nju
Ensem bebre aka ho ena wie yetia ya de so mo se original ye kase ewo Pent Radio 100.1
Yada ohinere spices na fin so ohinere on dari padded kase so waba beso yasin wo kase fam ye ko weekend ya no apebisa nse no ane de be no aduane no a na mofra benom no dari no wankasa ya no wanom bi eye de eye kama sanso so na spices na be mo aduane ni nyina aye kama newsroom so eye adwempa Kofi Mensa ene boy chidom sanso na sekewoki etna technical room on streaming ni nyina ede emayen na kenkarfo we na ye me ohene banya komene
Mame ajua ahenkra kechu
adomdom ye ne anu numeto so mienu bo pemu a ye sign